You can see how important is the power of pause. I've grabbed your audience's attention. We're going to talk about this during our meeting. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our first official meeting of Oak Society Toastmasters Club. Woo! Yes. It's my pleasure to be your TME for tonight, and I'm going to host this meeting to ensure that the meeting runs smoothly. And tonight we're going to have a very specific topic that is going to help you improve in your public speaking and communication skills. Our topic for tonight is how to talk like a leader. We all know that the mission of Toastmasters International is to help us be future leaders and improve in our speaking and communication skills. So to make our meeting today more effective, we're going to dive deep, and I'm going to share with you the 6 common rules that every leader have in common, and they all apply. Whether you are a politician, you are an entrepreneur, a CEO, an employee, a partner, or a friend, if you want to show good leadership, these are the 6 common rules that I highly suggest to implement to transform your public speaking and communication skills to a whole new level. Today's meeting won't be effective and concise without the team. And our team today are going to be the role takers. But before I introduce the role takers, I'm going to give the stage to our SFA, Serge. Yes, the stage is yours.
I'm holding in my hand a mustard seed. It is one of the smallest of all seeds, but give it soil, give it time, and give it faith, it becomes a tree so large that birds come and nest in its branches. Reverend Monsignor Shadi Bouhabib, Rector of St. Joseph's School, Reverend Father Sherb Al-Kharrat, Vice Rector of St. Joseph's School, members of the school leadership team, Ms. Thuraya Nasser is on the way, Director of Toastmasters Area Lebanon, fellow Toastmasters from the neighboring clubs, members of the SJS Alumni Association Executive Committee, alumni, teachers, parents, and esteemed guests. Tonight, we gather with the spirit of that tiny seed, planting something small, yet with faith, it will grow into something powerful and filled with potential. It gives me great joy to welcome you all to the very first official meeting of the Oak Society, a proud member of Toastmasters International, an organization that has spent the last 100 years helping people all around the world find their voice and lead with confidence. When you join our club, you automatically become a member of Toastmasters International, unlocking access to rich and structured learning platform called Pathways. Think of Pathways as your personal roadmap, with tailored tracks, levels, and projects, covering everything from crafting an inspirational speech into leading an effective meeting, all in a supportive and encouraging environment. The Oak Society. Why Oak, you might ask? Because the oak doesn't just stand tall, it stands firm. Its roots run deep, it weathers storms. It grows slow, but grows strong. But the real inspiration for our name, it's the great oak right here in the yard of the diocese. the one that's inspired every single student, parent, teacher, and visitor who's passed by it. To begin our gathering on the right note, it is my honor to invite someone who's been a constant source of wisdom, guidance, and support to the community. Please join me in welcoming to the stage our beloved rector for a word of blessing.
الله معكم. اسمحوا لي أظهر من الكادر أنا لأنقل بركة سيدنا يلي طلب مني إلكم إنه الأوك يلي موجودة هون صحيح فيها المستقبل، بس تحتها في لكل سنة تايم كابسل يلي فيها تاريخ الألومناي، يلي فيها واقع الألومناي ومستقبل الألومناي. وإذا سنت جوزيف بتطلع لقدام بتشوف كيف الألومناي عم يبرعوا وكل مرة عم بيجددوا عطائهم لحتى الكوميونتي تبع سان جوزيف سكول تبقى توب اوف ذا توب بكل تواضع. ربنا يبارككم. سيدنا بينقل كل تحياته، ما قدر يكون معنا ونحن داعمين من قلبنا لكل نشاط عم تعملوه، وان شاء الله كلنا رح نستفيد من هالليله ومن كل النشاطات ومتابعه هالامبروفمنت العظيم يلي عم نعمله معكم. ان شاء الله ربنا يبارككم واهلا وسهلا فيكم.
Thank you, Monsignor Shadi, for your heartfelt words and for the continuous guidance and encouragement you offer to the SJS community. I'd also like to take a moment now to recognize our brothers and sisters from the Toastmasters family across Lebanon, the clubs who stood by us and cheered us from day one. Loudspeaker Zoom K, Inspire Club Hazmiye, Protost Beirut, Speakers and Leaders AUB, DAD Beirut, and Maharat Beirut. Now, let's talk about the team that had made this happen. The heartbeat of this club, the ones who rolled up their sleeves, shared the dream and brought it to life, piece by piece, meeting by meeting. Dana Dahan, Eli Boukaram, Eli Saliba, Jean-Pierre Jabrayan, and Petra Saar, please, I invite you to the stage. Give it up truly for these founding champions. Let's give them a well-deserved round of applause for investing their time, their energy, and heart into making the Oak Society a reality. Thank you. And now, thank you. And now to carry us into the next part of this evening, I invite Jean-Pierre Jabrayan for a quick round of intro. Jean-Pierre, the floor is yours.
So good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I will be your SAA for the evening. SAA is the Sergeant at Arms. And my job is to make sure that this evening runs smoothly. But before we begin, would anyone like to introduce themselves? Yeah?
Dania George.
Daniel?
Oh,
We didn't clap.
No, we cannot. No pressure.
not planned. Both are gonna get it after. Anyway, I'm Dania George. I used to be a student here. I used to have tests in this hall. And I graduated in '87. My daughter graduated last year, and my son is in grade 9. 3 more years, hopefully he'll graduate from here. I don't know. I didn't have that problem with my daughter. Firstly, I'm a mother, and I work for PwC. But I'm a big fan of St. Joseph, always have been. And I'm very happy to be here with you all. I can't think of anything else to say. Usually ChatGPT is next to me. It's not at the moment, as you can see. So, have a great evening, and thank you, Toastmasters.
Okay, so anyone else like to introduce themselves? What's your name?
Okay. Hello everyone. I should come because I know her. My name is Linda Aoun. I'm ex-evangelical. She's my friend. She's my sister's friend. My mother is Japanese, and I came here because in Japan they learn many things, and they still learn even if they are from age of 64. So I want to learn how to speak in public, even though I'm more interested in Arabic, because I make sometimes speeches or testimony in prayer meetings. And I encourage sometimes people around me who are, they need speeches of testimony of my life. I lived in Japan and here, and I have many information mixed in my head. I speak also Japanese. Yesterday I read Thomas' letter.
Speaking Japanese.
Easter. Yes, in Japanese I spoke in the Orthodox Easter Monday. What else? I'm interested in speaking in public, maybe because I'm a little bit shy or a little bit hesitant when there's someone to, when there's some the event to talk. That's it.
Ryan, would you like to? It's yours.
So as you might have heard, I am Ryan. I'm just here because my mom just like from me. Huh?
She forced me.
Yeah. Like for like the last 4 days, yeah, 7 p.m. Don't forget 7 p.m. No, I'm from evangelical school too. Evangelical school. Next, inshallah next year نتخرج خلاص. I know I'm speaking a lot of Arabic in this speech, but make it pass. Go ahead.
Okay. So before we begin every meeting, we usually like to remind everyone of a few Toastmasters rules. So basically, please refrain from speaking about any controversial topics relating to sex, politics, or religion. Please keep the premises and the toilets clean at all times. And please refrain from speaking and moving around, especially when there are people on stage giving speeches. And please put your phones on silent mode. And lastly, we will have a 10-minute break at some point where we will have refreshments and socialize. So tonight, what we're going to witness is basically a mock Toastmasters meeting. Okay, it's going to give us a glimpse of what our meetings are going to look like a few months from now. And even though it's going to be given by seasoned speakers and role takers, but it does show the essence of what Toastmasters is, and that's growth, encouragement, and the love of public speaking. And every meeting has a Toastmaster of the evening, a TME, whose role is to guide us through the evening, and to keep the energy flowing and the agenda on track. And tonight's TME is none other than Toastmaster Lucy Duff, who everyone had the pleasure of meeting a few minutes earlier. And along with experienced Toastmasters, they will show us what an actual professional meeting looks like. And so without further ado, please help me welcome on stage TME Lucy Duff.
Good evening again, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to ask you a question. Who among you has an issue with filler words by showing hands? When you speak, like, so, and, I think. So 90% of you. The first rule that you need to implement in order to talk like a leader and to show good leadership skills, this is your first mistake that you need to enhance. If you notice, all leaders, whether they're related to politics, religion, business, motivational speakers, the first thing that you notice that's related to their confidence is that they never use a filler word. And there are 4 types of filler words. And in order for you to avoid using filler words, you need to be aware of what kind of filler word you gravitate to the most. And the best way to do that is to film yourself while you're giving a speech. So what I recommend you today, for role takers, guests, or members who would like to participate later on in the table topics, let someone take a small video for you. Evaluate yourself later on. Try to identify what kind of filler word you gravitate to the most. And the 4 types of filler words are the classics, number 1, which are the so, and we tend to use these a lot, exactly. Number 2, which are the phrases. For example, you know, I think, I guess, I may, we tend to use these a lot. Number 3, which are the adverbs. Actually, basically, and the most common adverb, like. Literally is one of them. Yes, thanks for sharing. And number 4, the types of filler words are the tagged questions, right? You think? You know what I mean? Okay? So these are the 4 types of filler words. Identify what kind of filler word you use the most, and the best way to avoid using filler words, number 1, to be well prepared, know your subject very well, and number 2, pause, which is going to be my next tip, the power of pausing. Our meeting today is going to be divided into several parts. We're going to have the prepared speeches, the table topics, the evaluation, and throughout the meeting, we're going to share feedbacks and voting at the end. In addition, we're going to have a small break in the middle. In order to have this meeting successful, I'm going to need some assistance. And the assistants for today's meeting are called the role takers. Our first role taker is going to be our timer of the evening. The timer, the job of the timer is to keep us on track and to make sure all speakers, whether they are prepared speeches or table topics or evaluation, that they are speaking on time and to not overstep the time limit, or else they won't be eligible for voting. Our timer for the evening, none other than Eli Assaf. Eli, the stage is yours.
Can you help me with the mic? Because it's harder Good evening, esteemed guests, and of course, fellow experienced Toastmasters. So my role tonight will be to tell you more about the time rules. Now, I didn't know why time was important until I was late for a meeting. And I was like, please God, just give me 1 second or 5 minutes, make the road open. So here, we thought about this. As speakers, in a competition, each second will count. Imagine hard work for many months and years will be lost because you couldn't keep track of time. So it is really important. So let me explain. The timing rules are like this. In a competition, you are eligible for, in any international speech, like tonight's speeches, at 4 minutes, 30 seconds, you will be eligible. However, at 5 minutes, I will be raising the green flag, and then you will know that you are officially eligible also for voting. At the 6th minute, I will be raising the yellow flag, and this is the midst of your talk or your speech. And finally, when I raise up the red flag, this means that you still only have 30 seconds to wrap things up, or you won't be eligible for voting. This is only for speeches, but for icebreakers, there will be a difference. Do we have an icebreaker out there?
No.
Maybe I will explain this later on. Back to you, Artemi.
Our second rule taker for tonight's evening is going to be our grammarian. Now, the rule for our grammarian is to have personalized evaluation for all of the grammatical mistakes that we do. Now, keep in mind, Toastmasters is a safe place. We all make mistakes, and we all need evaluators. This is how we improve. You can't expect that you will improve without making mistakes and without having the help of a grammarian or an evaluator. Our grammarian for tonight is none other than Antonia Bunari. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
We'll play the video first, and then I'll introduce my own. It's taking forever. Anyway, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. As we can notice in the video, we all tend to do pronunciation and grammar mistakes, and it's totally fine because we are non-native English speakers. But tonight, being part of a Toastmaster club and an English-speaking club, we have this responsibility to elevate our speaking and enrich our vocab. Therefore, I will be your grammarian for tonight, which means that I will be the guardian angel of the language, making sure to detect the small mistakes that we will do in order to improve our speaking. So don't worry, as Lucy mentioned, it's a safe place for all of us to improve our speaking and, of course, develop it further. And I'm gonna be also paying attention to the filler words that you're gonna be saying, such as the so, like, And moreover, part of my role is to choose a word related to the theme of the night. For tonight, the word is to foster. As you can see, to foster, it's placed all around the room, you can see it. The definition of to foster is to encourage the development or growth of someone or something. For example, St. Joseph's School fosters a culture of respect and belonging. Another example could be the new company culture aims to foster collaboration among team members. Another one, the government implemented policies to foster economic growth. Synonyms of the word to foster are to nurture, to encourage, or to promote. Can anyone in the audience give me an example using the word to foster? Anyone? Yes, please, Lucy.
To improve your communication skills, it's essential to foster two-way dialogue.
Thank you. Whenever someone says the word of the day, which is to foster, what do? We tap on our laps. So don't forget to do it. And before I leave the stage, could you remind me of the word of the day?
To foster.
What?
To foster.
Yes. And now I'm gonna come back at the end of the session to give you the report, but I will be leaving the floor again to our wonderful TME of the night, Lucy. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Antonio. If you tend to forget the word of the day, you can look at the bottom of the stage, on the sides of the wall. And it is always essential to improve our vocabulary as well. In our meeting, we like to share a lot of tips and strategies about public speaking. And mainly we focus on tips and strategies that are practical, so you can directly implement in our meeting today. Before we start with the prepared speeches, we have someone who is responsible to share with us one particular public speaking tip that will help us improve in our public speaking skill. And tonight is going to be Carol Marco. Carol, the stage is yours.
Thank you, our Toastmaster, I believe. Good evening, esteemed guests and fellow Toastmasters. It seems everywhere that I go these days, I hear people talking about AI. And for good reason. AI has become a very important part of every aspect of our lives. And it can even write our speeches for us, right? I mean, ChatGPT can write our speech before our morning coffee is ready. So, will AI replace public speakers? Here's the catch. As a speaker, your point is not to only deliver words, but to make a connection with people. So ChatGPT can suggest stories for us, can suggest jokes even, right? And help us write the structure of our speech. But it doesn't know your stories and your experiences. Yes, AI will not get stage fright standing up here like most of us would. But it doesn't know the quirks that make you, you. For example, the stories, your lives, and especially if you have a standing position here, that makes the audience love you even more. So the secret here is balance. Go ahead, use AI to write your speeches, to organize your ideas, and save time, but make sure that you layer your own insights and experiences, and especially your personality on top. AI is a very, very important tool, especially to get us through writer's block. I'm sure you guys have experienced it. I've actually used ChatGPT to help me write this speech. At the same time, the most important thing, which is not just delivering words typed up on the computer, The most important thing is connecting with your audience. And that still belongs to you. Thank you.
Such a nice tip and a reminder for us to keep our character as speakers. And at the end, AI will never replace the human connection. Our next strategy to learn how to talk like a leader. It's the power of pause. And there are 6 main reasons why you need to implement the power of pause. And the first one, which is to avoid filler words. Now, what does it mean, pause? It means you stop talking. The pausing, silence. Do not be afraid of that silence in your speech. It's way powerful than you think. So whenever you feel you want to use a filler word, pause. This is the first one. Number 2, pausing will help you to think, to reflect, even before you start speaking. Number 3, pausing will give your audience time to digest what you're talking about, to stay with the flow. Number 4, pausing will help you show anticipation in your speech, especially if you're sharing a storytelling. You want to share a very important idea. You want to share a motivational quote. You want to deliver a good impact. When you are sharing your story, use the power of pause. Show good posture on stage and pause. Your audience, what are you going to say next? What's the next idea? Why did you pause? Ooh, I want to know what happened. Use the power of pause to show anticipation. And one of the most important rules, or the most important pillar to benefit from the power of pause, is to show authority as a speaker on stage. And I gave you a very simple example before we start the meeting. I grabbed all of your attention with the power of pause. I didn't mention we're going to start the meeting and I say, hey, listen, I'm here. And I say, okay, we're going to wrap it up. We're going to start. Nothing. I just stood, confidence, use the power of pause. So I highly recommend you to implement the power of pause in order to show good leadership skills. Our next part of our meeting is related to the prepared speeches. Tonight's meeting, we have 2 prepared speeches. Our first speaker is going to be Nader Al-Banna with his title, Fighter. But each speaker... B-fighters, excuse me, yes, B-fighters. But each speaker needs an evaluator. And the evaluator is responsible to share their evaluation for that speaker to improve for the next time, to enhance their public speaking. So before I welcome Nader on stage, I'm going to welcome our first evaluator, Joel Kassas. Joel Kassas is
Good evening. Tonight, I'm very honored to be evaluating such a seasoned speaker like Nader. And if you know, in Toastmasters, everybody enroll in a pathway where they have different projects that they need to deliver. So Nader today is delivering a project in his pathway presentation mastery. It's his project 1 and the level 3, and his title is B-Fighters. The objective of his speech is to deliver a speech while inspiring the audience. Something very easy for Nader if you know him. Good luck, Nader. I can't wait to hear your speech. Back to you, Tamir.
Help me welcome on stage our seasoned professional speaker with a big round of applause, Nader Al-Banna. The stage is yours.
We all know that one kid who's just wired to understand math, right? Or the one who was born to be a painter. Or the kid who was gifted to play the piano. Well, truth be said, I was none of those. It was only in 2018 when I found one of the most things that I identified with. Martial arts. Ever since I set foot in one of Lebanon's top gyms, this game has become my calling. And believe it or not, and after just a few months of training, I got delegated by the coach to represent the gym at the Lebanese Kickboxing Championship. And I trained so hard that period of time, just to prove that this newbie guy that I was could win that thing. Well, with just 1 week left for the championship, I injured my foot in training. Now, I tried to control it as much as possible, but seeing my foot swell this big felt like it killed all my chances. Pills, massages, creams, I tried every single rule in the book to fix the situation in 1 week. But I couldn't. And as if the physical damage wasn't enough, there goes my dad. He arranged a meeting with a senior coach who happened to be his friend, just to try both to convince me out of this whole fighting thing. And I vividly remember Coach Rabia telling me, Nader, are you planning to compete in the Lebanese Championship with just a few months of training and an injured foot? You're gonna make a fool out of yourself. I'm gonna make a fool out of myself. I didn't know at that point if it was my ankle that was injured or my pride. No one believed in me. Not my friends, not my teammates, and not even my own parents. So when I went back home that day, I told my dad, after he thought his plan of convincing me worked out, Dad, get that passport ready for me, because I'm still competing tomorrow. And of course, you don't want to hear that you never listen hard time that he gave me. Next day, championship day. I arrived with both my ankles wrapped in bandages, so that my opponent wouldn't notice my swollen foot. I only focused on hand combinations and left kicks. Fast forward to the title fight, and after 2 rounds of hard exchanges, I knocked my opponent out, taking the title and becoming the Lebanese kickboxing champion. Woo! And the best part of it was amidst the chaos and the noise of the cheers and everyone screaming my name, as I stepped out of the ring, I saw Coach Rabia, dad's friend, in attendance. He came closer to me with a quirky smile on his face that I will never forget. He shook my hand and told me, "Well done, champ. Well done." From that point onwards, it was all wins. But wait, do you think that this is the story that shaped me to the person that I am now? Of course, champ, of course, never. Actually, it's not. March 5th, 2019. A year after a strike of wins, I reached where I thought I was unbeatable, until I had to fight and represent Lebanon, this time in the Asian Championship. And I had to fight against Afghanistan. Hold on, let me rephrase that a little bit. I had to fight against the Afghani guy standing in the corner. This guy was huge. Game starts. Round 1, exchanging hits. Round 2, exchanging hits. I slipped. I got caught with a really lucky shot to my head that threw me to the ground with the back of my head against the floor. I almost had a concussion. March 5th, not only did the wind stop, but I suffered severe painful headaches, and I lost concentration for days and days and days. I needed a turning point after that day. But without the proper training and recovery, and without the support of the Ministry of Sports, it wasn't possible for me. It was only then that I asked myself, Nader, maybe violence isn't the way to get back at this. Indeed. And I discovered that it was engineering. I know. Nader, what does engineering have to do with this whole fighting? As a biomedical engineer, I had to come up with a unique idea for my senior project. And all the dots connected. I created, programmed, and designed a portable brain scanner that can test for bleedings in the brains of athletes. This device was the first in the Middle East. Just like what I suffered from, it can solve my problem. And now I get to got the distinction for it. After this huge achievement for me, my priorities changed. Now, I'm on a new journey. We're saving people's lives through the medical field, and inspiring people through public speaking became more meaningful and impactful to me than just winning championships. I'm now on this new journey of self-discovery, where no blow can shake me, and no punch can bring me down. Bottom line, yes, I'm still strong. I'm more like mature strong, resilient strong, and most importantly, vulnerable strong. I don't feed on wins anymore. I feed on growth. And I go by this very famous quote that says, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Yes, that's how I live. I respect people sitting at my table. And at the same time, I aspire to know as many good tables to sit on as possible, my friends. So, to end this, I don't define who I am as the champion anymore, but rather the fighter. I define who I am by how much me I leave in you and how many seats you save me at your tables. Because I know sometimes it's gold that shines the brightest, right? But oh boy, sometimes it takes you, this one bronze one, to teach you the most about life. Don't be champions, be fighters.
Thank you, Nader, for this inspirational, motivational, impactful speech. Can we agree on that? Amazing. Our next speaker for tonight is going to be Rana Diab, and her title is Imposter. But of course, Rana is going to have an evaluator, and her evaluator is going to be Suraya Nasser. Suraya, the stage is yours.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening.
Rana's speech today is from Level 1, Project 4, Part 1, which is evaluation and feedback. In Toastmasters, one of the pillars that we have is evaluation. And we learn through evaluation. That is why we also need to learn how to implement feedback, because this is how we grow. So today what Rana will do is she will give us a speech, and I, as her evaluator, will be writing some feedback for her in order to improve her speech. After that, Rana will take my evaluation. She will try to implement this evaluation and feedback into her speech and deliver it again to see if she was able to implement this feedback. So this project will have a part 2. I'm looking forward to hearing your speech, Rana, and back to you, Miss Toastmaster of the evening. Thank you.
Our next speaker, Rana Diab, Imposter. Imposter, Rana Diab, the stage is yours.
لا لا ما بتزبط جرب بدك تشيلها.
Hello everyone. Hello. Today I'm not here to give a speech. After all, a speech after my mentor is a bit hard. Today I'm here to give a confession, to talk about a secret that's been holding me for years. A secret that has shaped who I am today. Fellow Toastmasters, esteemed guests, I am an imposter. Yes, a fraud. It all started in high school, when I decided to try out for the basketball team. I got in, They were 11 players and needed 12. An imposter. I trained hard, pushed myself. And one day the coach approached me and told me that I was starting the game. The starting point guard got injured. What an imposter! It didn't stop there. When I finished university, I went to the corporate world and got a job as an accountant. Soon, I was promoted to financial manager. Can you imagine the youngest employee in the entire organization in charge of one of the toughest departments out there? They were short-staffed. What an imposter! When I decided to switch careers, follow my passion, my reason to exist, I thought that this shadow would stop haunting me. I went into personal training, the job of changing lives, thinking mine would change as well. I studied hard, very hard, took multiple courses, workshops, stacked up certifications. I got to a point where I was giving workshops to other trainers. I built a name for myself in the industry. I built a successful business. Until today, whenever a new trainee joins the family, the first idea that crosses my mind is, do they know what they're getting themselves into? Training with an imposter? See, what I just shared isn't moments of self-doubt or lack of confidence. What I shared is an actual psychological phenomenon called the imposter syndrome. And the imposter syndrome affects almost 66% of people throughout their careers. So odds are, in this room, there's a fellow imposter among us. What I also learned is that the imposter doesn't come in a singular shape or form. There are 5 types of imposters. First, you have the perfectionist. Everything needs to be flawless. Otherwise, they would be afraid that that small mistake would label them as imposters. Then, you have the experts. The more they know, the more they think they will not be known as imposters. So they work hard, they study, they stack up information in fear of being exposed. That's only the natural genius. You know that kid in school where everything used to come easy for them? Yes, this one. We all used to hate. Well, that kid, when he grows up, he grew up. At the first sign of struggle, at the first sign of facing something hard, he feels exposed. And then there's the soloist. The soloist is always afraid to ask for help because asking for help shows weakness. So they prefer to do everything on their own. And last but not least, the superhuman. The superhuman thinks the more they juggle, the more they feel less exposed. So they take on anything that comes their way. Everyone, meet player number 12, the superhuman perfectionist expert. For years, that feeling haunted me. It kept me from growing. But my turning point came when I had a conversation with a friend, and he told me something that stuck. Imposters are the ones strong enough to put in the work. Imposters are the ones brave enough to get the results. Don't let the imposter in you cripple you. No. Embrace it. Use it as a stepping stone to reach new heights. It's because I was an imposter that I worked harder than anyone on the basketball team and earned my spot in the starting lineup. It's because I was an imposter. I put in the extra work and got that promotion. And because I'm an imposter, I know that I will never stop studying to give the best I can give as a personal trainer. And because I'm an imposter, I'm committed to self-growth. And this is why I'm standing on the stage, working on one of my biggest weaknesses, public speaking. So I urge the imposter in the room, embrace it, use it, and help it be your stepping stone to reach the impossible. Thank you.
Thank you, Rana, for this very nice, humble, honest speech. Which leads me to another very powerful tip that you need to implement, or strategy that you need to implement, to learn how to talk like a leader. Share stories. Your experience in life is your key to stand out as a speaker. Your story is your key to relate with your audience. Your story will help your audience connect with you, feel you, embrace you, understand you. Your story is the turning point of your speech. Whether you are delivering a speech, leading a meeting, have a work presentation, pitching a project, having a conversation with someone you just met for the first time, it doesn't matter. Your story is what makes you stand out. And because you will have a special story that has a purpose, or a call to action, or a message, you will lead by example. Do not be afraid to share your story and your experience in life. Every speaker has an evaluator, but did you know that all of you are evaluators as well? That's why I want you to take your phone. I want you to scan that code. You can see the code on the side, on the bottom of the stage, and on the side of the walls. What we're gonna do, we're gonna help each other improve in our public speaking skills. So I want you to share your feedback to our two speakers, Nader and Rana. Your evaluation and your feedback is highly valuable, whether you are a member, professional speaker, you're a guest, or you're just here to support a friend or a new club. It doesn't matter. Your opinion matters. So scan this code. There's a ballot, and inside that ballot is the ballot sent. Who's handling the group on the QR code? Is the ballot sent? Okay.
No.
Inside that ballot, there's an evaluation form. Under the name of the speaker, whether Nader or Rania, share your feedback. What's your opinion on their speech? Now remember, sharing a feedback and evaluation shouldn't be biased, which means if you agree or disagree, it has nothing to do with your evaluation. If you like the style of the person or you dislike the style of the speaker, it has nothing to do with your feedback. The best way for you to share your feedback for the speakers, one point you really liked in their speech. You like their voice, you like their body language, you love their energy on stage, you love the story, the message, the structure, anything you like the most. What did they excel at? And number two, share a point of improvement. What do you recommend for that speaker to work on to improve for the next time? So 1 point of improvement or recommendation, and 1 point the speaker excelled at. Kindly share your feedback. Your feedback is very valuable. This is how we help each other improve. And one day, when you are a speaker on stage, you're going to hope to have at least 15 to 20 feedbacks, because this is the way we grow and improve. Timer, can you please time 1 minute for everybody to share their feedback on the ballot?
I sir.
seconds. Even a very simple feedback, it always matters. If you don't have 3G, there's Wi-Fi. Can you click on your Wi-Fi? It's called Professional Day.
Should we give them more time?
If you want extra time, you can share your feedback later on in our break. Now there's going to be another link that's going to be sent to the same group, same QR code, to vote for the best speaker. So vote for Nader or for Rania. Timer, both speakers are eligible for voting?
Yes, both speakers are eligible for voting.
Perfect. So we have at least 25, 30 people here. So we need at least 25 to 30 votes. So have the courage, vote. Who's your best speaker? Nader Al-Banna or Rana Diab? Did everybody vote? Scan the QR code again. There's a link. It's on the WhatsApp group.
Yes.
Okay?
The vote is not working. It looks the vote.
The vote is not working. Can you check?
No, it looks like it's already
The
voted.
vote is not working. They're not able to vote. Who was able to vote? Who wasn't able to vote? Okay. The voting link is on the QR code or on a WhatsApp group. So, if they didn't open, go back, scan the QR code again. One more time, please. Refresh it. Okay. Our first part of the meeting is done. Now we are going to take 10 minutes exactly. American 10 minutes, not Lebanese 10 minutes. Exactly 10 minutes.
I will time.
To take a break. The timer will time it. If you want to use the restroom, have a sip of water, have a snack, and benefit from this 10 minutes to know each other, to communicate, introduce yourself, and in 10 minutes sharp, we're going to come back to our seats to proceed with our meeting. And the next part of the meeting is very exciting. You are going to enjoy table topics. It's going to be a very nice experience, so be on time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I went at that time to Jordan. It all starts with this one step. You don't know what you're capable of until you take the first step and try. Our table topic master for tonight is none other than Elise Saliba. Happy welcome, Elise Saliba. Big
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So, my name is Elise Saliba, and tonight this is the most exciting section of the meeting. This will be the section where everyone can improve, where everyone can work on their fast twitch brain powers, have a response ready, and deliver a speech directly on the floor.
Good evening, everyone. So, cheering someone up is not an easy mission, and I know that from experience. I've always been the friend who tries to cheer people up, and I always get up getting blown by it. I always try to cheer people by telling them, you got this, or you will do good, you will do great, you will become whatever you aspire to be. But apparently it never works out, because people only listen to what they believe, at first. But if you want to get to someone, you have to understand what they are thinking about and what their goals are and their perspective on their own selves. So to me, I always tend to talk to people, understand what they're talking about, and then eventually I start to think about their perspective, their point of view, and eventually I'll get to them, or they'll get to me, and I'll become like them. I don't believe in the cause. Yeah, but it's always about speaking and about the 2 point of views. You can never let someone foster their own thoughts without understanding their point of view. Thank you.
It's your first time?
Yes.
Oh my God!
I think after a speech like that, you have cheered the entire room to come up on stage.
Yeah, oh my God.
Who's the second person? Come on. Please, come on, Maro.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, go.
We share a stage 1 second.
Yeah. So, Khaled, right?
Khaled, right.
So, pick a number between 1 to 10.
10.
10. What does being a leader mean to you? What does being a leader mean to you? Stage 1.
Who amongst you knows someone that they would go to whenever they feel hardship? With a raise of hands. Every single one of us has someone that they will go to immediately once they feel that they need the need of having a professional opinion. For me, I have many leaders. I have my dad, I have my friends, I have some people in the audience tonight. But let me tell you who a leader really is. A leader is someone who you go to at the highs and at the lows. A leader is someone that you definitely take their opinion, even though they may not always be right, but because you trust their personal experience. A leader is someone that you know that they want their best for you, especially if they're a close friend of yours. Ladies and gents, a leader is someone that you take as a package, as an entire package of experiences, molded into a human being, spoken to you by words and delivered to you by action. A leader is someone that you listen to closely. And that leader can be a friend. That leader could be a teammate, that leader could be a brother, and that leader could be a colleague. Find your leader. Find that person that you really, really want to be inspired by. Once you find that person, find how they could help you out. Because some people could help you out in being more productive. Others could help you out in making more friends. But there is that one leader that has the whole package. And that person is the person in the mirror. Once you find the collection of all of the leaders around you, it's like the Infinity Stones, you just snap your fingers, and that person becomes you. Thank you.
We have some excellent speeches tonight, and I am sure that we have more in store. So, who's next? I will start choosing. Mr. Tabak, you are on stage.
Go, go, go!
Please introduce yourself to the audience.
My name is Dana Harib. I'm an ex-student and as teacher at St. Joseph's School?
Pick a number.
You choose.
If you had to give a short speech to your younger self, what would you say? If you had to give a short speech to your younger self, what would you say?
Okay. Well, I've been doing that recently. Yeah, I just imagined Dana like in grade 5 and me talking to her for a while. First, I would tell her to believe in herself more, to love herself more. Maybe I would start with loving herself, because if she loved herself enough, she would have been kinder to herself throughout the years. And I would just ask her to love herself, simply, honestly, because everything starts from here and the journey begins. Thank you.
We have
Mary?
Ryan. Ryan?
Mary?
Go Ryan! Go!
Carol? Carol?
So, just remember your name.
Okay, Ryan,
So pick a number between 1 till 10.
2.
Perfect. If you had 10 seconds to inspire a friend, what would you say?
10 seconds to inspire a friend? Yes.
Make it 30.
The timer agrees.
Say this.
Sure. طب 10 seconds to inspire a friend.
What would you say?
Think of a scenario.
Of a scenario?
Think of an idol that you might has a good story.
Yeah, I remember a time it happened, something happened like that. Like, I remember a time something like that happened. Well, okay. No, I was with my friend in the chess club, and we were just talking outside and debating, maybe like the talk started more about school and stuff, but it started ending, like, you know, all deep thoughts, deep talks, they end up exposing someone's values, exposing someone's core beliefs. So we got to a point where he was finishing with the first term, and he was afraid of the second term, of course. And he was telling me why do my parents just take me to a low profile school, or just why are they really putting so much effort in me, or why, like, I don't think I can deserve it. I don't think I can keep it up for college, for later in life. But then I just told him, well, maybe your parents see stuff in you that maybe you cannot see right now. So, and yeah, we paused for a while thinking, and then yeah, we just continued. But I felt like something moved maybe in him. Something moved.
Awesome.
We will be having 1 or 2 more speakers. Come on. Dana. A big round of applause for What is a kind or strong thing you've said that has helped someone? What is a kind or strong thing that you have said that has helped someone? Stages.
Who here is above 20 and has been struggling with job interviews or any of that? Yeah? This is something I've been facing for the past year because I'm currently a fourth year industrial engineering student. So, applying to interviews, getting rejected. So last time I went into an interview and the interviewer just goes in and says, I'm not going to tell you the job title. You're going to tell me about your resume. And now I check if I have something for you. And at that point I was kind of confused, like, why is he doing that? Can he just give me the job title and I can tell him what he wants to hear at this point? But I kept rambling on about design for about 20 minutes. The job position ended up being a research position. So I inevitably got rejected. But here, as you can guess, the person I'd be talking to is myself. I am a person who has been juggling 10 times the things on my plate. I have 10 things on my plate. I'm always doing 10 things at a time. And by the end of that job interview, the guy told me, why don't you focus on one thing? Why are you spreading yourself so thin? And after that job interview, I went back home and I thought to myself, why am I not doing the actual thing that I care about or the actual things that I like to do? And 2 days later, I told myself, okay, I love design, I am going to go for design. And miraculously, 3 days later, I get an offer for a design job, and I decided to go for it. And if I hadn't listened to my gut feeling and I hadn't gone for it, I wouldn't have gotten a dream job right after graduation, and that's something I'm very proud of. And what I tell you is if you're talking to yourself and you're trying to advise yourself, always listen to your gut. Because this person, your gut is probably the only person that actually cares about you and that will actually give you proper guidance. Thank you.
We have one last speaker. Maroon, come up on stage. What is a question that a good leader should ask their team? What is a question that a good leader should ask their team? Stage is yours.
Unfortunately, a lot of leaders, they try to be leaders, they forget the simple question that they should ask their team. Are you happy? Are you happy? If you're happy, you will get the energy to give back to the company. If you're happy, you will look for new stuff to learn. If you're happy, you will be productive. You will meet your deadline. And if you're happy, you will move forward into your career. Now, obviously, this question will open a lot of discussions. If you're happy, then that's great. Which a lot of employees rarely, always there's something to improve, right? Even if they're happy, what can we improve? That's another question as well. But the most important one is, are you happy? If he's not happy, how can we help? Because in the end of the day, if I'm the leader, who's doing the work? Obviously, I cannot run alone. The leader should go first, right? And if I want to run alone and no one is behind me, then in that case, what's the purpose of being a leader? So the question is simple, are you happy? And the most important part, to listen and do what they and do something about it if there's something that is wrong with them or having a problem. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Now I know I've said that this was the last speaker, but who can refuse not only the Lebanese champion, but the champion in Dubai? Everyone, please help me welcome Toastmaster Rabi'a Afzal.
Thank you, thank you.
So Ali, I have a little quote for you.
Okay.
The quote is simple. If you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. Ali Afzal, the stage is yours.
I mean, think about it. We're in a community now. Why are we here? Why don't we practice alone? Why don't I look into the mirror and talk to myself? I'll tell you why. Because in our hearts, we all want to connect. Under everything that we do, we study, we want to be successful, we want to make a family, we want to be good speakers, good coaches, good parents, good brothers, good sisters. Deep down, we want to connect, and we don't want to be alone. We want to connect and share the experience of life. Share. Because if you succeed, and you don't have anyone to tell and share this experience, what is success for? What is the meaning of the success? And if you fail, and you have no one to go to, no one to tell, no one to encourage you, no one to tell you that failure is not the end. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests, yes, it's faster when we go alone, but deep in our hearts, we want to go together. It's the greatest win. Truly, I want to tell you something. Yes, I am the winner in the contest, but I see in every one of you the winner tonight. You took the first step, and the beauty of it, we took it together. So please, remember this. Don't always go fast, but remember to take someone with you. Because there, even if you arrive slower, you will arrive to a greater success together. Contest chair.
This is the conclusion of the table topics section. I hope that you are all excited, and I am sure that each and every one of you present here will be a great speaker on this stage and on even larger stages. I will hand back the stage to the Toastmaster of the Year, Toastmaster Lucy Doff, and thank you all for your attention.
Did you enjoy?
Yes.
Participants, did you enjoy?
Yes.
Okay. Now what I want you to do, scan the code again, and I want you to share your feedback for our table topic master, Eli. What did he excel at? And 1 point of recommendation, so we can improve for the next time. So also role takers need feedback. They need evaluation. Because we want to become better speakers and
better leaders.
Better leaders, exactly. Scan the code. 1 minute timer. 1 minute for the feedback. The same ballot that you entered before. The same one. The same ballot that you entered. Scroll down. Table topic master, Eli Saliba. The box under his name, this is where you share your feedback. Yes. 1 point he excelled at, and 1 or 2 points of recommendation.
Sorry, there's a point here.
Yes.
The name of Eli is not
The name of Eli is not available on the ballot.
Not in the form.
It's not in the form. Can you please check? Can they vote now as well? So he's adding the name. For the timer, please, I need to check all the participants who participate in table topic are eligible for voting.
Yes, all are eligible for voting.
Great. Can you kindly share the names of the participants, and whenever you hear your name, please raise your hand so we'll be able to know you more, because we're going to do voting for table topic participants.
All right. May I just make sure that I got the name correctly, because I'm not quite sure.
Okay.
Sorry. So I have actually the exact time of each participant, if you want me to send it at the end. So first of all, there's George, am I correct?
George?
Giorgio? Giorgio.
Okay.
Can you stand just for the people?
If you hear your name, kindly stand up.
Giorgio.
That's it. Okay.
Khalid. Khalid.
You can have a seat.
Dana. Dana. Ryan.
Ryan?
Or Ryan.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Ryan.
fine.
Dana.
Can you name the family name of the Danas?
All right. Dana. Okay. Maroon.
Maroon?
Maroon.
All the way in the back.
And Eliasa. Who's
You. Okay. So, in the second link for the voting, vote who you believe is the best table topic master. Did you send the link?
Excluding Elise.
Do you want that? Elise?
Yeah,
Excluding Eli Asaf. So vote for the best table topic participant, excluding Eli Asaf. Did everybody vote?
No, just came in.
Yeah. Should I put a minute?
30 seconds to finish your feedback and your voting.
Okay, I'll start.
Okay. Moving forward in our meeting, I have a bonus tip for you. I want you to sit straight, back straight. I want you to do this. Take a deep breath. Now. Again. Inhale. Now, last one. Okay. What did you notice?
Relaxation.
Because you struggle with breathing. What did you notice about the energy? What happened? You're laughing. You're participating. You're focused with me. You're experiencing something. Why? Because we implemented the technique of the voice. What you hear as an audience is the key to keep you engaged. If you want to project good leadership, if you want to learn how to talk like a leader, you need to learn to master your vocal instrument. Vocal tone, vocal variety. Both of them. If you're good at one, that doesn't mean you're good at the other. The vocal tone, how powerful is your voice? The energy of your voice. How strong, how healthy is your voice? The variety, increase, decrease, fast, slow, pause. All of that is variety, right? You need to learn how to master your vocal instrument. Your voice sets the tone and the energy of your entire speech, of your entire meeting, of your entire presentation. And this is, without a doubt, the #1 pillar in public speaking is to learn how to master your vocal instrument. I would like to share more tips about vocal instrument, but for tonight we couldn't. So if you have any questions related to that topic, I'm here to share with you some insights after the meeting. The most important part of today's session, of today's meeting, is the evaluation. Every speaker has an evaluator, but we have a general evaluator to evaluate the entire meeting. And whoever is going to lead the evaluation is none other than Ahmad Shmaitli. The stage is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Lucy. What an amazing audience. I'm honored to be here as your general evaluator for tonight. Why general evaluator? Mainly for 3 main points. Can you estimate for non-Toastmasters how many Toastmasters club are there in the world? Just give some guesses. Non-Toastmasters number. I need guesses.
10,000?
100, 10,000, 300. There are more than 13,000 clubs all over the world. And in order to align all those meetings, a general evaluator is important. So that whenever you're traveling to the States, to Europe, to Asia, and you join a Toastmasters club, you will find the same sequence and the same meeting. So this is one. Second, we want the meeting to be more vibrant. So the purpose of evaluation is to give some tips and tricks to make it more energetic every time. And the third, and which is most important, we came here to become better leaders and better speakers. And what better than exact evaluation to help us improve ourselves. So moving on forward, tonight we had 2 speakers. Our first speaker was Nader. Evaluating him was Joel. Both timers, just for the sake of time, both evaluators have 2 to 3 minutes to do their evaluation. At minute 2, the timer will raise the green flag, 2.5 yellow, 3 minutes, yellow, red, and 30 seconds to wrap up. Starting with our first evaluator, a round of applause for Joel.
Good evening. Nader, from the moment you stepped on the stage, you were able to grab the attention of everybody in the audience. Why? I will share with you why. I will be dividing my evaluation into 2 sections, what Nader excelled at, and recommendations for improvement. First, the message. It was very well crafted in a way that Nader was able to connect with the 2 types of people in the audience. Those who relate through the logic, and those who can connect through their hearts. So Nader, you connected with our logic, you tried to shift our mindset at some points. Don't be champions, be fighters. And we felt the determination, the sense of direction. We felt that in our logic. And then you shared a story, and it touched our hearts. Did you all feel the highs in Nader's story? When he was winning, he was the winner, and then we felt the shift in the emotion and the shift in the story. And he did something very smart here. He integrated an element of suspense. So he asked us, do you think that's what shaped me? And then he paused. And here, we really felt your emotions. And then you shifted the story. Moving to the delivery of your speech, Nader, you pauses in a very smart way. You started with a pause at the beginning, so you imposed your presence and your authority on stage, and then you paused after your emotions, so we were able to feel them. Moving to the body language, you did something very smart. You created vivid images in our minds. How? First, you took the role of your coach, and you were talking on his behalf. And then you showed us the fighter with your hands, and you brought your medals. So it was very clear in our minds. It was we were able to feel it. My recommendation for you to elevate the delivery of your speech, although the message was very well crafted. I noticed something, and this is very common with the most fluent English speakers. You have the tendency to swallow your words at the end. And this happens also because sometimes you talk fast. I have a recommendation for you. This is my secret. You can all try it at home. Bring a pencil, place it here, read your speech, and you will feel that you are putting more pressure. You will be over-articulating, and then remove it and do it again. You will be over-articulating, it's okay. Whenever we are on stage, we need to amplify our communication tools. We project our voice higher, we move our hands further, and it's okay to over-articulate. We need to tailor our message to the size of the audience. To wrap it up, you did not just captivate your audience, you inspired them, and you left a last impression. Thank you, Nader. You are not just a fighter, although you think you are a fighter. In our eyes, you are a champion.
Thank you very much, Joelle, for your thorough feedback. Now moving to our second evaluator, evaluating Rana's speech, Thuraya Nasser.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What an imposter, and what a statement Rana used to hook the audience. And I'm here to tell you, you are not an imposter. You just delivered a very inspirational, motivational speech, and we thank you for that. And since it is a motivational speech, my focus during this evaluation will be based on the 3 pillars of persuasive speech by Aristotle, which are the logos, the ethos, the pathos. Logos is for logic, ethos is for credibility, and pathos is for emotions. So let us start. Rana's speech started off with very short personal stories. So this was to feed the ethos and the pathos inside of us. You connected to us on an emotional level, and you gave us the credibility we needed. It was your story. You went through it. So this made us believe that what you're saying is true. Moving on to the numbers that you stated. You used some numbers to support your research, and there was a smart move that you did during that by not just stating the numbers, because numbers usually, whenever we hear numbers, we stop, we don't remember them. You used the technique where you translated those numbers into something the audience will remember. So you mentioned, after saying the numbers, in this room, there is an imposter between us. So this is how you connected to your audience through numbers. And you also mentioned the 5 types of imposters to support your claim. After that, you ended with a powerful, motivational conclusion and with a call to action to our audience. So, in terms of content, the 3 logos, ethos, pathos were balanced.
Now, I think here, to improve your speech for next time, it would be better to start off with the statement, I am an imposter, because it is such a great hook to start with. Moving on to some of the body language and the vocal variety. I won't delve deep into them, but just a few things that I noticed. In terms of body language, you had very good posture, and you used the motion on the stage was calculated. Even though you didn't have a lot of space, you really moved equally all over the stage and not too much. In terms of the gestures, they were not excessive and they were used purposely. Now, to improve, I think there was room to improve the facial expressions, especially since you had a lot of stories and you had personal experience. The facial expressions could have went well with the story to show us, to connect with us. Overall, this was a wonderful speech. I recommend that you start with I am the imposter and to use more facial expressions. Thank you so much, and back to you.
Mr. Timer, we're both evaluators on time. Perfect. So I'll give you 2 minutes, please. One, in order to go to the WhatsApp group and vote for your best evaluator. And second, to go back to the form and give constructive feedback for our Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Josie Duff. So Mr. Timer, 2 minutes, please.
Yes, sir.
An essential part of the evaluation is the grammarian report. So she was keeping track of our proper use and was to be improved. So let's all welcome on stage Toastmaster Antonio.
Okay, I'll be holding it like this. Good evening again. I will be the nice grammarian for tonight because I can see a big improvement in your language, your pronunciation. I wasn't able to detect much, so fortunately for this meeting you did a great job. A big clap, a big round of applause to everyone. Just to reassure you, I will be pinpointing few mistakes that some of you did. And please consider it as a gift, as I usually tell you. Starting with our wonderful TNE, Lucy, you said feedbacks. Even if it's many feedback, we keep it as without the S. And our famous word, Nader's famous word, quote instead of goat. There's a difference. The quote is the item that you wear. Okay, moving on. That's it. Moving on to Eliasa, you mentioned the timing rules are like this. So you can say the timing rules are as follows. At 6 minutes, not at the 6 minutes. Okay. Nader, you were mentioning 3 kids, and I was none of them. Not I was none of those, because they are people. Those are people, not things. Moving on to Rana Dia. Where's Rana? Okay, hi Rana.
When you want to say something like psychology, psychological, you don't pronounce the P, so it's not psychological, psychology. So just refrain from doing this the next time. And if you're talking about a person, better not to identify them as he or like he specifically, but just say them or people. Joël? Okay, hi Joël. At some point, we say at some point, not at some points. So just watch out for next time. I want to congratulate few people for not choosing any filler words. Carol, Nader, Serge, JP, Rana, Joël, Khaled, and our guest Georgie. So a big round of applause to all of them. And lastly, to conclude my report, for the word of the day, it was used twice by Eli Saliba and by Georgie as well. Thank you so much. I'm very happy to be your grammarian for tonight and happy to see this big improvement and hopefully to see you next time. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you very much.
Starting from the last one on stage, Antonia, thank you very much for taking the role of the grammarian tonight. You said you were the nice grammarian. Well, I doubt it was, because by the way, I would like to salute, why do we take roles in Toastmasters? Because as we said, we're not going to improve our public speaking, but also our leadership skills. So from the non-members, what skill can a grammarian acquire by taking the role?
By a
Toastmaster. What one skill you could develop by taking a grammarian role? It's 2 words. Excuse me? Being meticulous at some point. Exactly, so the active listening, yes.
How to give a negative comment in a positive way.
Amazing, so how to give maybe constructive feedback as well. But the main thing is that how to be an active listener. And Antonia tonight showed us actually how to be an active listener, because she was listening to every word being mentioned by every speaker and giving them a scope for improvement. Thank you very much, Antonia, for tonight. You have an amazing presence. 2 things mainly to work on. One, I would suggest for everyone taking the grammarian role, not to pinpoint on people, because as if like they were shaming them, so Lucy, you've done this, no, just make a general point so that for everyone would learn. And one thing, I would love to hear some lovely messages or lovely words which have been mentioned by other speakers, like for example, this is a wonderful quote you mentioned, this thing we would learn. Thank you very much, Antonia, looking forward to seeing you more on stage. So moving to our evaluators, we have 2 evaluators, Joël and Thuraya. Joël, you had an amazing presence on stage. I wonder why haven't you been in a contest before? You've done an amazing job. 1 point for improvements that but the pathways in Toastmasters, we have like 5 levels, and each level focuses on 1 project. So it's very important to know what project is Nader working on, and whether he met his speech or objective or not. So thank you very much. Thuraya, an amazing presence on stage as usual. I like the way how you divided the speech into ethos, pathos, and logos. One thing is that you've always been addressing Grana as you. I would rather to have like a general speech and addressing the audience in general rather than specific. Joël, Thuraya, you've done an amazing job. Thank you very much. Moving into the meeting in general, by the way, the timer, Eli, thank you for your presence over here. One thing for recommendation, I'd rather that you come a little bit closer to the center of stage, because I've noticed that some speakers were not able to see you that much, so just being the center would be more perfect. This is when it comes for the timer. Tip of Master Carol, short, brief, direct, thank you very much as well. The SAA, it's maybe not your role for tonight, but Serge, you've done an amazing job. The word you prepared, the content, the way you delivered, it was superbly amazing. Thank you very much for the introduction. Toastmaster of the evening, wow. So this tonight was a mock meeting to show you how things should be done. So if you watched Lucy for tonight, this is how things should be done. Well prepared. So when you're Toastmaster of the evening, you have to well prepare your content and everything to be done properly. It was very informative, and the activity you've done at the end was surprising. So was not surprising. It was actually amazing. Thank you very much, Lucy, for that. And plus managing the whole meeting overall. Table topics master, Eli, thank you very much for very nice questions. He was very supportive for members and non-members as well. Two things for recommendation. One, I would rather not having a phone reading questions because papers is more authentic at some point, or maybe a notebook. Another thing would be it's the role of the table topics master in order to see whether the speakers were eligible on time or not. Thank you very much. Moving into the logistics of the meeting. The venue is amazing, by the way. So I think whoever is coming next area director, I think this is where the contest should be. Thank you very much for the St. Joseph School community. The roll-up, congratulations, very neat. Just take care of it as well. Points of improvement, the agenda, I'm not sure if it was shared, but we could make a little bit on enhancing the interface of the agenda. This is one. As a starting club, I would love to see it more on social media, like do teasers, campaigns, and such in order to grab our attention to become and come here more. You need to find a solution for the ballots and forms thing. So it has to be more user-friendly and to avoid the slow energy during the meeting. So the energy was going high, and then where's the form, how we can vote. So this is a little bit downsize the energy. I'm an old school, so I would recommend something called Google Site if you want to go and something electronic. I would highly recommend giving the role taker exchanging mics is a little bit challenging. So if you are planning to have mics all the time, I would rather one person dedicated for the logistics of the microphones. And definitely the screen didn't help Rana while delivering her speech. She had a very small space. We need to find a solution for this, either maybe fixing that or maybe something, it's your call. More things, I think this is it. One thing to add, I would love to have a table topics evaluator in the meeting, because speakers who came on table topics, very important for them to know how they can improve in some points. This is mainly it. I really enjoyed the meeting and looking forward to becoming here more than once, not as general evaluator, but also maybe later on as a role taker, a speaker, and other than that. Overall, I enjoyed the meeting. I hope next time these comments will become more minimal, and definitely this is for the sake of the club, improvement of the club, and definitely to become a distinguished club in the coming years. That's it for tonight. Thank you for being an amazing audience, and back to the Toastmaster of the evening, Lucy.
Evaluation. One last time, scan the code, share your feedback for our evaluators and for our general evaluator as well. Sharing your feedback and evaluation is highly crucial and important for role takers as well, because this is the best way for them to improve in their leadership skills. And trust me, one day you're going to be one of the role takers and you're going to wish to have at least 20 feedbacks. So share your evaluation or your feedback, 1 point of recommendation and 1 point they excelled at. For our general evaluator, Imad. For our evaluators, Joel and who's our next evaluator? Suraya and Suraya. And as well our grammarian, she deserves the feedback. Timer, 1 minute please. Out of topic, a very nice, lovely young lady gave me her charger, and I cannot know who it was. Thank you so much. Did you share the voting with your 30 seconds.
Done.
Done. Okay, great. Thank you for your feedback. You can still add your feedback after the meeting, of course, because you already have the link. Now it's time to announce the winners. Best speaker, best table topic, and best evaluator. We're gonna start with the best table topic of the eve. Drum rolls, please. Best table topic. Giorgio Guardi.
That's amazing.
Who's taking the picture? Congratulations. Big round of applause for you. Our best evaluator for tonight, drum rolls. Joel Castal. And finally, our best speaker for tonight. Drum rolls. Rania Diab.
Nice.
Congrats. Thank you so much for joining tonight's meeting. I would like to just share with you one final thought. Congratulations to all our winners. Congratulations to our new Toastmasters Club, which I believe you're starting strong. Table topics, speakers, evaluators, we're starting on a high level. So you need to invite more people, you know? Everybody is going to benefit from this session. Usually, Toastmasters meetings are about an hour and a half or an hour and 40 minutes. Exceptionally, tonight we have a little bit of a stretch because we have a long introduction for you guys to know each other, to introduce yourself. I highly recommend you join Toastmasters, and I will leave you with my final tip to learn how to talk like a leader. Join the Oak Society. I'm talking from my personal experience. I've been in Toastmasters since October 2018. Through that process, I had 3 different careers. And each time I learned something new. And I'm still learning till today. Public speaking and communication is a big field, and there will always be room for improvement. I'm a mentor, and I have mentors. I'm a speaking coach, and I have speaking coaches, because there's always a room for improvement. I highly recommend, if you want to learn to talk like a leader, communicate like a CEO, and to become a professional public speaker that deliver good impact, a good message, and stand out as one of the best speakers, not only in Lebanon, in Middle East, and compete in the international contest as well. The Oak Society Club is open to everybody. Thank you so much for joining today's meeting. I will leave the final words to Rana. Dana. When you've been speaking for hours every day, at the end of the day, you need to do some articulation exercises. So it's not my fault. Who's going to be on stage now? Okay. At least I'll leave a big round of applause for you, Saïba. Thank you so much.
As a final closing note, I won't be holding you for long, but being back here brought so many memories. I was telling Erir, last time I was here, I remember that there was a speaker telling us why we put Christmas trees in our homes. This initiative that we're doing is something that can unite not only the alumni, but foster a greater sense of community. We are here united to improve ourselves, and to lead and communicate in a better manner. I want to thank everyone who has made this meeting possible, and especially to our guests who believe that they will be able to find some value in joining this meeting. I want to thank Serge, most importantly, for his valuable efforts and contributions. I want to thank Eli for the role that he is taking, for Dana, and even for Sherber Masoud, who isn't a part of our team, but has been helping us within the logistics. These are the soldiers that make everything possible. I want to thank you all tonight for joining us, and I am sure that with your help and with your support, we will build something great. Thank you all.